had done a program last year to help promote the laser tag industry, and she did a top 10 laser tag arenas in 2 different categories. One was visually stunning, and the other was, both tactical and traditional. There's a little bit of everything on that, on that list. And part of her motivation for doing that was to, she started in July of last year. COVID was really getting, the hold on America. Her 50th state was Texas, and she got to play laser tag with George Carter, the man who invented laser tag. And he came out, and there's a big press article about it, all that stuff. So I actually want to turn this over for a few minutes over to Tivia. I want her to chat with you guys about kind of what is she, when she goes in, what is distinctive, what is unique, what is unusual, what catches her eye. And the reason being is, especially for the operators in the room, you've got to do something in your facility, your arena, to have some sort of pizzazz. I don't even, just something that just catches people's attention, makes a draw to them. We visited 2 nights ago, was it? That you find unique and different. So everyone, Tiviachick.
I have played quite a few arenas, and what I found at this point is that there's 2 things that will happen. Either I'm going to walk into an arena and it is going to strike me as, oh, there are those walls again. And I see a lot of the same theming over and over again. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to dismiss the arena. Many of these themes are beautiful, but I do see a lot of the same thing over and over again, which that's a problem that's pretty exclusive to me. Most people are not going to say, oh, that arena in New York has the same walls as that arena in California. But when I'm doing a lot of traveling, things that I see over and over again start to be less impactful to me, and so I really love the things that stand out and make an arena completely different. And sometimes that can be a very simple thing. In fact, I was in California this weekend, and there was an arena. They had the owner had just taken over from the previous owner, and during the pandemic, they'd only been open for a week and a half. He was very on a shoestring to make the arena work, and he painted the whole thing black, and then took neon tape and did these geometric designs all over the walls. And that sounds like a real DIY thing, and it is, but it looked great. Photos on the website, I'm telling you, this place looked awesome. The things that went into my top 10 arena list, first of all, going back to better than a year ago, or about that time, the reason that this contest even happened was because we had gone so many months with nobody playing tag, nobody talking tag, and it felt to me, I was sitting in New York where we had restrictions on us for a very long time, and it felt like because there was nothing happening, maybe there was apathy coming around, and I didn't want people to forget about tag, and it's what I love, and so I wanted to do something to just get people talking even if they couldn't play tag. And I also hoped that this might be something that would be useful for some of the operators. And again, I'm tied to none of them. I just took, after, at that point I was around 300, from my vantage point, and it was nothing more, it was just my subjective opinions, but from my vantage point, having seen a lot of the same thing, I tried to identify what made something really cool. And some of the things that really jumped out at me, I've not met Brian Severance, but I'm going to guess, are you Brian? No. Is Brian in the room?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to give him a shout out.
Now we can talk bad about him.
No, but one of his arenas made my list, and I was going to give him a shout out because I just happened to know he designed the arena. I walked into, was it Hendersonville in Nevada? It's right nearby.
Yep.
And forgive me, I didn't know I was doing this. I didn't review. Thank you. Flippin' Out, yes. Flippin' Out was a very unique arena because of the design that went into it. I'm not a big fan of stairs, but they use stairs and platforms and more platforms. It is unlike anything that I'd seen anywhere else. And so that really stood out to me, even though it was not big on theming. I love theming. It affects the arena in no way. The arena is themed, but I just love the aesthetic of it. But in this case, it was all about the uniqueness of how was this thing built and how is this totally different than anything else. Another one that made the list was Bolero in Battle Creek, which I know is a laser blast site. And they have a gigantic, mostly white arena with hints of geometric color, actually kind of in the neon tape vein also, but it looks spectacular, and it is an arena unlike any that I've ever seen, just by the way the ramps go up and down, and it plays differently than anything I've ever seen. So something like that, definitely distinctively unique. Stratum, I'm sorry, very sorry to see them go out, because their arena, besides being ginormous, was also beautifully painted. And under those lights, oh my gosh, the artwork in that place, you walk in and something that takes your breath away from the get-go. That's how I felt about Stratum. That's how I felt about a number of places. Some places really made an impression on me just because of the amount of oomph that they put into it. And I can't really define that oomph, but when you walk into an arena, you just know it. There are a number of sites that run Lasertron, and I think we're all familiar with the tubes and the way that sometimes they look similar. But I live in upstate New York, and when I saw the Rochester arena, that blew me away. I love the bright lights, and I remember playing in an Armageddon tournament where that was one of our stops. And I was playing alongside a young woman who is a laser tag player and a laser tag employee from Europe. She walked into that arena, and I remember watching her face as her jaw dropped. So things that make something really stand out and really unique are the things that made them make my list just by my subjective opinion. And I put that out there to, one, remind people that laser tag is a thing, and this is what we get to come back to, and also to kind of be a shout out to the places that I thought did it really well. My complete list is actually still up on my website if you're interested, and I reached out to as many operators as I could, asking them for their photos, and if I wasn't able to, I take photos everywhere I go, and that's what we bloggers like to do. But there are some spectacular sites, and I think the things that are not what you just pay somebody to do that are quick and simple, but the things that you put your heart into, those are the things that make an arena a little bit more memorable as far as I'm concerned. And so I could tell with some of the arenas that I played, they didn't have to be the largest, they didn't have to be the fanciest. In the distinctively unique category, in fact, it was really just what made you separate that made you stand out. There was one arena, Laser Trooper in Topeka, Kansas, that their arena itself, some might even argue about the term arena because it is mobile coroplast boards. But what they did that really made them stand out to me is I played in a tournament down there, and mid-tournament, they're moving the walls around. So you weren't playing the same floor plan 2 games in a row. So something like that stood out to me as being really distinct and something that you're not going to see everywhere. So while I love many arenas, and I don't fault using similar themes because they're new to your customers, of course, but to me, having seen a lot of the same walls over and over and over again, the ones that I remember are the ones that did something really sort of special. And so that was step one as far as my solo summer mission of, what can I do for the laser tag industry? I tried to do that. And then the thing that I thought Eric was going to ask me to speak about, I'll just bring out as well. Since that time, I've launched a new initiative called Tiviachick's Tag for a Cause. And this is what I'm working on now to try and get people laser tagging more and to do some good with laser tag at the same time. My idea for Tag for a Cause stemmed from not being able to play laser tag for a long time, and during that window, I realized that there were a lot of charity groups and organizations that normally would be holding run-walk events as their main fundraising for the year, and they weren't able to do it. A lot of them were doing it virtually instead. So I thought, okay, I will sign up for a few of these. I can do a 5K on my own, especially if nobody's watching me. And after having done a couple run walks, I thought this could transpose very easily into laser tag. How many laser tag games would it take for me to do 5 kilometers of laser tag? So the first weekend that my local arena was able to reopen, I went out there and I had my Fitbit, and I started tracking my games to see how long would that be. And of course, this will vary by system and by arena, but just as a rough average, what I found is that I can typically do in a standard 10 to 12 minute game somewhere between a third to a half a mile. So you can easily do 5 kilometers of laser tag in about the span of an average all-you-can-play night. I average about 10 games will easily get that done. So I put out a challenge called Tag for a Cause, and it was based on the idea that 3 simple steps will get you into a 5K challenge that you'll get a reward for at the end. Step 1 is accept the challenge. Accept the idea that you will laser tag 5 kilometers somewhere. Now, it doesn't have to be any particular arena. Anybody could do this anywhere. And if you accept that challenge, then I ask you to make a donation of any size to a designated cause. First time around, I picked the Les Garden Foundation for cancer research, pancreatic cancer. I lost my brother too, so I thought that was sort of a personal cause for me. Second time around, I expanded it a bit, and I held the event actually at QZAR, and we did it to raise money for Feeding America, and we actually exceeded our fundraising goal with that event. And so this is starting to drink its milk and get some momentum. So when you accept the 5K challenge and donate to a cause, then what you get is sort of a pre-reward for assuming that you're going to follow through on your word. Since all the virtual run walks pretty much do medals, I started molding medals. I'm a little crafty. I have a design that the current one actually includes a laser tag phaser as part of the mold. And so if you do steps 1 and 2, you take on the challenge and go laser tag, and you make a donation, you will get a medal as a reward. And that is the essence of where Tag for a Cause is going to try and make some difference for helping out some charities that might not be able to do their own fundraising. I have not announced this yet, but this coming week we'll start my 3rd quarter of the year and my 3rd challenge with Tag for a Cause. And I'll be raising funds for the next 3 months for the Dorian Katz Memorial Cancer Foundation. And part of that is because I chose an arena in Colorado to be a host site for an event. On top of being able to do this anywhere you want, I didn't pick a place to just hold an event as sort of like a focal point for this. And so we're doing it for this cancer foundation because they traditionally have held a laser tag fundraiser every year. Unfortunately, the site that they used to hold it at has gone out. And the gentleman in charge, for various reasons, not going to be able to put it together this year. So in place, we're going to Tag for a Cause for that cancer foundation. And they're all about helping the children of cancer patients. So in order to gain some momentum for the event part of it, I'm starting to get into the idea of running mini high score challenges and giving a trophy away because, you know, we laser tag players, we like our trophies. So these pieces all coming together are something that I'm going to try and be building upon. My hope is that I can accomplish this in different parts of the country and do it once a quarter for a different cause each time. Each time I do this, it's starting to evolve, and I'm learning different things to tweak, and so it may continue to evolve. But if anybody has an arena and would be interested in maybe seeing if this is something that we can do somewhere down the line, I would love to hear from you about that and see if we can continue to do some good both for the operators and for the industry and get some people playing some laser tag. So that is what I've been up to these days, and if you want to learn more about it, my website is tiviachicklaveslasertag.com, and I would love for you to check it out.